Yeah, I think that's it. Right now, lights off. There we go. Ah, caramba. So I go right over here. That's fine. So sorry for the long intro, there seems to be a lot going on today. Got blinded sun, magnified by the rain. I've got cars coming down. That's the thing about the car coming down. Oh, there's another car can come down as well. I don't know what it's doing hanging around the corner. So the thing I want to say is, do you believe in angels? I've got a nice light behind me. So there's some things that have happened recently that are quite odd. So I had a client that said, she said the quote of two things you can be certain of: death and taxes. And that's because I don't know, talk to her about money or whatever. And she said, do you know who said that? And I thought, well, I don't. So anyway, so I did a little bit of internet research. I might have mentioned this already, but it has an extension to it. And it was Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin wrote in a letter. He said about the social order or something. We sort of got the right pattern for it. However, there's always going to be death and taxes or something like that. And it also comes back to an earlier quote, was in a book of like 1780 something, 86 probably, and the chap wrote the political history of the devil. I'll have to look that up. Maybe I can get a copy PDF off the internet or something. Which is, you know, it's all fine. So I told the client this quote, and I also mentioned about angels. I said about you know, I think she asked, do I believe in angels, because she's more religious, in that the classical kind, you know, she's followed the path of religion. And I was looking at some of my crypto stuff, and there was like OpenSea, which is like got NFTs and artwork and so on. It's cold in here. And yeah, what lo and behold, there was a Benjamin Franklin had been airdropped into my wallet, and I thought, well, how's that? And the other thing is, I mean, like Google can, you know, sometimes they say they listen to you or pick up on your algorithm. It could be the algorithm, but I'm not sharing any metadata with OpenSea or even that of the supplier. Just got to be extra careful today, but we'll just pop down anywhere and everywhere. And yeah, so I'm not sharing any meta information. There's no way they can just sort of like, oh yeah, that's what he's into. And there's no reason to them to airdrop it. So the airdrop is about £7 something, $7 something actually, I think, for Benjamin Franklin. Oh, that's nice. But yeah, so I think that's strange. And then I talked about the angels, and I sometimes see it as like an indicator, as when I see little white feathers. And I come out of this other client a day later. I came out of a client's property, and there was these two white feathers that were on the ground. And then I found, I think it was either later or the following day, there was a white feather on my car, which is not too strange because my car's red. That sometimes startles birds, I guess, why they're more likely to shit on your car, basically. red's like danger, universal colour for danger. I don't know if you see it's slightly different, but if I had like a car that was green, it probably wouldn't notice it. It'd probably fly into it or something, and they'd land on it. So I've had that, and then this morning I've had a little white feather stuck to it. It's only since I recently mentioned about angels and feathers that I've been getting these little white feathers turned up. And sometimes on the windscreen wipers, there's like one on the window, and trying to wipe off the window screen wiper, and then it turned up. Get little feathers like that. Ooh. There we go. I should look at the road. I might live longer. There's the warning. You join the feathers. Someone said it means like you're coward. I don't know about it. It's how you choose to interpret signs. You know, if you say a sign is positive, someone thinks it's negative. Like, I don't know, maybe Friday the 13th is a positive thing for you, because maybe I don't think you're born on the 13th or something like that, or whatever, for your own background. You know, and then things seem to work out on the 13th for you, so it'd be a different outlook, and that reinforces a positive narrative. And then you've got this kind of the matrix synchronicity type stuff. You send in a message, you're saying, look, send me a sign, you get the sign, and that's it, then you should be happy. But sometimes people say, oh, send me more, send me more, send me more. And for a feather to drop down, it's not exactly a massive task. People say, oh, money dropped down from the sky. But it all comes back to your mental attitude. So the other thing, like crypto, is kind of a pleasure in playing around with money and stuff. You know, it's kind of like a bit like games, because I'm not putting in such an amount that well, you could wake up if suddenly lost a lot of money, but it's just little things that actually you've got positive return on them and things like that. So they've got potential to go somewhere, and because you put in a small amount, if it doubles, you know, you're like happy, but you're not going to sort of, I don't know, you're not going to retire or anything. I think that's the main thing, is that you're not looking to be. Some people are dead set on being a millionaire. All they're going to do is, as soon as they make some serious money, is they cash it all in, spend it, and then they'll be back to square one again. And you know, everyone does that. A few people do that. They end up, you know, benefit for it, and the other chaps who didn't cash out suddenly notice a big drop. Then I don't think it's necessarily a panic, but you get a little bit of a panic there, and then so it just creates some kind of downtrend. So there, that's that. But that's right. It's just, I mean, for me as a person, it's self-development, just looking for new avenues to do stuff, really. So let's see how it all goes. But yeah, definitely angels is that of interest. It's kind of like positive reinforcement. I mean, maybe there are positive entities. Do you know what I had? I was in a bath, right? And I had this thought, like, I wonder if anything could push me into the bath. And I just had my nose sticking out. And I thought about that, you know, would something do that? And then I heard this, like, tap. And then I ignored it, and I kept my head on it. And then I heard a bang. And it was under the bath, like, I went, So I think it's the reverse. So it's like, come on, don't go fall asleep in there, don't drown in the bath. I wouldn't have anyway, but it's kind of like the reverse, because not all entities are out there to cause sort of harm if something is around, and it could be that they just generally, yeah, maybe they can develop feelings for another host, depending on what's going on. Who knows? But it was a bit weird, yeah. I was like in the bathroom, and it was like donk. It's like, because there's only me laying in a bath. It's not wiggling around or anything. And the sound kind of amplifies underwater a bit, so yeah, it's as if somebody kicked it. They kicked, oh no, come on. Let me out, let me out, there we go. Yeah. That's what I mean. Today, drive, it's like a full moon, but in the daytime. The driver's like, yeah, I've got to get down there, I've got to rush. And it's sort of like, what the hell? Maybe they've got the old, yeah, that's a good point actually. Bloody bright sunlight in my eyes. Maybe it's the old fuel thing. The top up my old car. I haven't had a problem really with that fuel crisis stuff. Just so I find some pumps for diesel were out, and there was a petrol station down the road. I see if I can go in there. It's more in a remote area rather than centre of town, and it fluctuates a bit. You sometimes either going to get traffic coming in or not. As long as I can still get fuel, that's the main thing. Radio. This is Pixie signing off from this video. Have a great one, and speak to you soon.